This video is for educational overview only. Viewers are encouraged to study the topic in detail and continue their academic learning alongside this video. Thanks.
Choice. But let's be real, getting started can feel like trying to drink from a fire hose. You've got all these courses, all these tutorials, all these different career paths. It's just so easy to get lost. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise. I'm going to give you a simple, clear framework to find the absolute perfect path for you. All right, here's our game plan. Think of this whole thing like a funnel. We're going to start broad, talking about why Python is such a big deal. Then we'll narrow it down step by step. We'll help you pick a career path, figure out your learning style, find a great course, and then, the most important part, show you how to prove you've actually got the skills. By the end, you'll know exactly what to do next. Okay, let's dive in.
First things first, let's just establish why you're making a great choice in the first place. Why is Python, a language that was created over 30 years ago, still completely ruling the tech world today?
So, when you see this top 3 thing, what does that actually mean? It means one thing: consistency. Year after year, you look at the big industry reports, like the Stack Overflow Developer Survey or GitHub's Octoverse, and Python is always right there at the top. This isn't some flash-in-the-pan trend. It's a sign of massive, sustained demand from companies who are hiring. And this really shows you that Python isn't just for, academics or hobbyists. It is the actual engine behind some of the biggest companies you use every single day. Instagram's entire backend, it runs on a Python framework. Spotify, they use it for all sorts of data analysis and their backend services. And Google, well, Google uses it for basically everything, from web stuff to their cutting-edge AI. So when you learn Python, you're learning the language of modern innovation.
Okay, now we're getting to the most important part of our funnel. Seriously, before you even think for a second about how you're going to learn Python, you absolutely need to decide what you want to do with it. Your destination is what determines your journey.
These are pretty much the 4 big career tracks where Python just completely shines. If you're someone who loves stats and finding hidden patterns in data, data science is totally for you. If you're fascinated by building smart systems that can think, like chatbots or recommendation engines, then you'll want to dive into AI and machine learning. Do you like the idea of building the parts of a website that make it actually work? That's web development, where you build the back-end systems and the APIs that are kind of like the engine in the plumbing of a site. And if you just love making things more efficient and getting rid of boring, repetitive work, well, automation is your world. Just take a second and think. Which one of these sounds the most exciting to you? So once you have a destination in mind, it's time to choose your vehicle. How you learn is super personal, right? It really depends on your budget, your schedule, and what actually keeps you motivated. Really, it all comes down to a trade-off between flexibility and structure. Self-paced online courses, they're amazing. They're incredibly affordable, and you can learn whatever you have a spare moment. But, and this is a big but, you have to have a ton of self-discipline. On the other hand, you've got bootcamps. These are an intense, structured, deep dive. They cost a lot more, for sure, but they're literally designed to get you job-ready in just a few months, with instructors and a whole class of people learning right alongside you. Okay, you've picked your path, you've picked your style. Now let's look at a few fantastic courses that kind of represent these different approaches. Now, this isn't some definitive best of list, but it is a great showcase of what a high-quality learning experience looks like.
If you're starting from absolute zero, you've never written a single line of code in your life, this is such a great place to start. It's taught by Dr. Charles Severance from the University of Michigan, and it's one of the most popular, most trusted courses online for a reason. It really feels like a university class, focusing on the why behind the code, which is just perfect for true beginners.
Now, if you're the kind of person who learns best by just getting your hands dirty and building things, this course is legendary. The idea is so simple but so powerful. You build one new project every single day for 100 days. It's designed to build up your skills and, just as importantly, your coding habit. You don't just learn Python here. You end up with an incredible portfolio that actually spans multiple career tracks.
And then there's a totally different approach for people who need something a little more modern, maybe a little more gamified. That's where Mimo comes in. Its lessons are bite-sized, they're interactive, and it makes it really easy to learn on the go, maybe on your phone or during a lunch break. This particular path is all about the super hot field of AI, and it guides you all the way from the basics to building real portfolio projects, even giving you an AI assistant to help you out.
We've reached the very bottom of our funnel, and honestly, this is the most important part of all. Look, finishing a course is a huge achievement, but it's not the end goal. The real goal is to create a portfolio of your own projects
that proves you can actually use what you've learned. And this quote says it all, right? A certificate shows you sat through a course. A project shows you can actually solve a problem. When a hiring manager is looking at your profile, a link to your GitHub with real working projects, well, that speaks way louder than any PDF certificate ever could. So, how do you do it? It's a pretty simple progression. First, just do all the projects in the course you picked. That's your foundation. Then, you got to take the training wheels off. Start building your own small projects from scratch. And, this is crucial, put everything on GitHub. That's the industry standard way that developers show off their work.
And hey, you don't need to go build the next Instagram to get started. Just look at these ideas. A password generator, a simple tic-tac-toe game, a unit converter. These are all totally achievable projects that show you understand the fundamentals, like logic and user input. Just pick one and start building.
And that brings us to the end of our framework. We've gone all the way from the big picture, why Python is so important, all the way down to the practical steps you can take, like today. So if you remember anything from this, remember this funnel. First, choose your career path. Then, pick your learning style. After that, find a great course that fits both of those. And finally, build your portfolio of projects. If you follow these 4 steps, you'll have a clear, focused, and really effective way to master Python.
So the only question left is the one right there on the screen. The whole journey from learning to creating, it all starts with just one single idea. So what will you build first?